Good morning, academics and scholars. Congratulations, you have made it to the last week of classes. You guys did it. I'm really proud of those of you who have stayed engaged, who have applied that growth mindset, that foundational principle of success, that I am willing to work hard and I'm going to be dedicated to a good attitude throughout, because those are the two essential ingredients to reaching any goal. So I'm really pleased at those of you who have really stayed steady in this online course to make sure that you are working proactively throughout the week, just like this class has meant to teach you. And I'm really, really pleased that there are so many of you who are really showing that you're here to learn in college, that you've really transitioned to the culture of college, understand that you must rise to those expectations and not expecting that things are just going to be easy peasy, that you're really understanding this challenge is meant for you and you're grabbing it with all your might. So keep steady before you the fact that all true success depends at last upon yourself. So in these last couple of weeks, this week of regular classes and next week final exams, I encourage you to continue to engage that growth mindset and apply it in every way that you can. Last week we discussed financial literacy, and hopefully you completed those 2 assignments and got them in on time. I encourage you to take a look every single day, especially on Mondays when your learning module opens, as always, and make sure that you're planning throughout the week to get things done. 20 minutes here, 15 minutes there, an hour here, an hour there. This is how we get things completed, especially in an online course. So let's talk about this week. This week, you're covering Chapter 14, Staying Healthy and Reducing Stress. You're going to discuss the impact of eat, sleep, and exercise and mindfulness meditation on your body and your brain. Remember that your frontal lobe is still not fully formed unless you are over the age of 25 or 26. And especially in today's world where we're dealing with political strife, social unrest, so much on social media, so much in the news, COVID, of course, and whether that's affected you personally or so many of us adjacent to us, this is all very stressful. And then just kind of being a human being, right? It's difficult to move through life's trials and tribulations, but it's important that we learn how to take care of ourselves, and that's in mind, body, and spirit. So this week is an important chapter, and hopefully you will soak up all the information and apply it in your lives, as you should with everything in the course. So we're going to learn to recognize stressors and learn key strategies for managing that stress and anxiety. We're going to learn positive and productive ways to cope with stress and anxiety. Oftentimes in college, we know the stereotypes, right? College students lean into gambling, or they lean into binge drinking, etc. We want to talk about the positive ways to deal with stress rather than, the unproductive ways, the dangerous ways of dealing with it. And finally, we're going to end with the 8 dimensions of wellness to achieve balance in our lives, right? The important things in life that tend to get easy to ignore. So you're going to learn about what those are. Take good notes as always. You guys are coming up, next week into final exam week. It is a take-home exam. I'll discuss that in a moment. But it's really important that as it is important with every chapter, that you're reading everything, watching every video, starting with these weekly lecture videos, taking notes on every single thing that is in the module, including your textbook, and making sure that you are using that to provide college-level analysis in your exams, okay? So make sure that you're taking good notes. You do have an assignment, your last reflection assignment for the semester, which is a task on the stress self-assessment and analysis. So there'll be a short stress assessment you'll take and answer some questions. Follow the instructions, take your time, number accordingly. Finally, that is due on Sunday, by the way, the stress assessment and analysis. Finally, the overview of the final exam is also posted, so I want you to make sure that you go over that so that you can see what is included, okay? So let's take a look. So the final exam is short and long answer, very similar to the midterm exam. I want you to take your time. I want to show that you understand this is a take-home exam and that you are in a college course. And so it should be reflective of the time and energy it took for you to complete it. You'd be surprised how many exams I get that you can tell someone flew through it. And don't forget that I have access to Canvas and it tells me exactly how long it took you to complete it. With this exam, you will not be using HonorLock. However, your exam will be run through Turnitin plagiarism software. So make sure, as always, that you are following instructions. The instructions tell you In addition to this being a short and long answer and that you must keep things organized and numbered, it will also tell you that you are not to use a textbook or the internet to complete the exam. However, and please listen to this, like if I had a big neon sign, I would flash it right now, you may use your notes. So I always encourage you to make sure in college that you're taking excellent notes, particularly for the way that your brain takes in information, and then use those notes on the exam to provide really thoughtful, well-informed, well-justified responses that include rationale and analysis at the college level. So take your time, okay? The chapters that will be covered are chapters 11 and 12 and 14 and 15. Review the chapter weekly learning modules, go through the slideshows, go through the videos, go through the assignments and any other resources that are posted to make sure your notes are super full of good information. And of course the textbook. Carefully look over your notes, make sure that they are ready to be used, that they're thorough and organized by chapter, because they're the only resource that you're allowed to use on the final exam. So the final exam is going to cover career planning and exploration. That's part 1. Part 2 is financial literacy, and part 3 is health and stress management. So make sure that you are well versed in all of those things. Make sure you take your time, and you will be able to submit that by the due date, no excuses, which is Wednesday, December 8th. So Wednesday, December 8th at 11:59, the assignment module for the final exam closes. So make sure that you give yourself ample time and submit it early in case you have any technology issues. Remember, you must plan that into your sort of your planning and calculations for the week, okay? So I may be reaching out, as I always do, via Canvas messaging or email or announcements. So make sure that you're still checking into your messages and to your email every single day. Otherwise, you will see me and hear from me one more time as a final goodbye, but I just want to remind you that this is the last week of office hours. Office hours are not held during final exam week because us professors have exams just like you all throughout the week at different times. So if you need to reach me, see me this week for office hours or send me a message. Just make sure that you are being proactive and doing your absolute best. And I am really looking forward to seeing what you guys do this week and next week on that final exam. Take care.